So I've always actually been like a bigger, not actually I shouldn't say bigger. I've been a somewhat pretty decent sized fan of Cordae. Whenever he was like first coming up with Kung Fu, that was back when he had YBN at the start of his name. Back when him and Namir and Almighty J were on the come up. That was obviously, as you can tell, a long time ago. I don't even remember when Cordae had his like YBN at the front of his name. That was a long time ago. He even talks about that in his music, which I've always thought was a cool thing. Like had to drop the YBN because we ain't owning, the S word. They ain't owning stuff, and they weren't after their initial like pop off. YBN Cordae was obviously the better member and the best member, had the most success and especially long term success too. Even on top of that, he dropped that off the front of his name. So did Almighty J. Namir is the only one with YBN at the front of his name now, which sad that had to happen that way. But stuff happens. Anyway, the Crossroads is I kind of wanted to listen to it more as like a mixtape because I feel like that's what it's more marketed towards. Ever since this whole future like mixtape Pluto thing, everyone's starting to title their stuff after mixtapes, which is an interesting decision, but I understand it. Sometimes a mixtape kind of just, if you market it that way, gives you a little more freedom to actually kind of do what you want and not necessarily have to fall under a certain lane that Cordae might have to fall under, where people think he might have to be lyrical. I don't really think Cordae is like, every time I listen to him, I expect lyricism and heavy lyrical content, but he's shown himself to be a more lyrical, more like technically good rapper, if that makes sense. He's better at the technicality of it. This album is very consistent. By the way, I apologize for my little lisp that I have a little bit. I have a mouth sore under my tongue, and it hurts really bad because it rubs against my teeth whenever I talk. So it's kind of causing me to have a little bit of a lisp because I'm like, my instinct now is to kind of like keep it from hitting my teeth, and it hurts. But anyway, The Crossroads is a very consistent album. Not too much of a focus on that lyrical content, but I like it. You don't have to hear that lyrical stuff. The only bars that ever turned me off or made me like squint was like his sex lyrics about dropping it into girls' throats, which there are actually a weird amount of those on this album. Apologies if you hear me moving around a lot, but there's quite a few of those from Cordae, from like multiple features, all over the place. It actually kind of ruins one of the songs from it because Lil Wayne, on one of his features, on the second one, on Saturday Mornings, he kind of goes on this little tangent of just like, yeah, dropped it in her throat, But the way he says it is kind of, it gives me an ick, It's kind of nasty to me. Besides that, though, Lil Wayne has a good feature on the song before that, which I think was called The Backroads. Juicy J was a good pick for on here. I think Ty Dolla Sign's on this project, isn't he? I think he was. I'm blanking. Anyway, Juicy J was not. Yeah, I said Juicy J. Joey Badass was a good pick. Kanye doesn't have half bad of a feature. What was another one? There's another one off the top of my head that I miss. Like, I can't think of the person. Anyway, Smooth, great production. Cordae has a good voice. I love Cordae's voice. Nice lyricism on those more solo songs like Alone. I really like Alone. I like Mad as Frick. I like the song with Juicy J. There isn't like too many crazy standout songs. It's more just like consistently good. It's consistently, I'm kind of spoiling my overall, but it's kind of consistently 7 out of 10 songs, which is not bad, but overall I'm only going to give the project a 7.5 because it never really, there's no real amazing cut, if that makes sense. There's nothing amazing. There's nothing too groundbreaking, which I feel like is Cordae's struggle from the beginning of his career. His first album, I think I remember, did decent numbers. I'd have to look. I don't even all the way remember the name of his first project. I know the second project was the From a Bird's Eye View, and that was a good project. The Lost Boy, his first project was great because that's when him and Anderson .Paak started their little connection, which Anderson .Paak, that is the song that I'm thinking of, or that's the feature I was thinking of. Excuse me, he's on Summer Drop, and Summer Drop is a really good song, one of the better songs on the project. I like Jordan Ward on Don't Walk Away, that was a good one, but Back on the Road was the name of that first one. But yeah, as you can see here, YBN, they even dropped like a mixtape collectively. They never got big other than Cordae. And both of the other two had their moments, but it just never ended up happening, which is that's just how it goes. I would love to see a collaborative, like, project-wise effort from Anderson .Paak and Cordae. I think that would be amazing because they have great chemistry. I think I have a reaction to 210s. I do have a reaction to 210s on this channel if you want to go watch it. But I had a great time listening to it. And it's a bonus track on here. So, I mean, I'm going to count it. But, like, not really, actually. I don't really consider bonus tracks whenever I'm thinking of my projects, like, in terms of, like, rating them. Anyway, overall, I give this project a 7.5 out of 10. The Crossroads is a pretty good. I'm considering it more of a mixtape than an album. Pretty good, pretty consistent, no real drops in quality, but there are some, the fact that it's not really amazing. Still, can't wait to see more of Cordae's career. I really hope y'all don't end up hearing the football game I have going on in the background. I don't think you will, but anyway, we're getting closer to the end of these album reviews and me catching up. I have to listen to the Young and Ace project, and there's one more that I was going to listen to, but I'm blanking on it right now, before Friday, which means before the week is up, y'all will have other videos than album reviews, I promise. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, then I greatly appreciate it. If you want to join the Patreon for a little extra support for as little as $1.50 a month, you very well can if you'd like. Obviously, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell if you don't want to miss any more videos. Hope y'all are having a great day, and I love y'all.